Rolling, baby.
The other day, this was stuck behind my arm. I didn't realize the whole podcast, it was like not on this side. It was so uncomfortable, and I never fixed it. I hate when you don't fix something when it's uncomfortable. Why do we just sit with it?
I don't know. Why don't you ask yourself with your Invisalign?
Oh, he's mad because I got... Okay, this is...
Not mad.
He thinks
annoyed.
He's annoyed. So I had Smile Direct Club before, and it didn't work because I didn't wear them. So I messaged them to get new ones saying that it didn't work, and they do something called a touch-up. For $300 more, you can do a touch-up to where they pretty much just fix what wasn't fixed.
Which touch your teeth.
Which they just touch your teeth and jack off.
Yeah.
And you pay $300. Pretty good deal.
Yep. Straighten your teeth.
Yeah, right away. Right away.
Hey.
So the sketchy part is not even what he's talking about. The sketchy part is that the original plan they gave me, and they give you a video of your before teeth and your after teeth. Mm-hmm. And it does like the progression. It like shows you that shows them moving. Mm-hmm. It did the exact same progression, but last time was...
It's a time lapse.
It's a time lapse. The first time they gave me 6 months worth of retainers, and they said this is going to take 6 months, and I just didn't wear them.
You didn't wear any of them?
I mean, I did. I made it, I think, like
long?
halfway through.
Okay.
Not really enough to even see the difference.
Nice.
So my new touch-up for $300 that shows the time lapse of them getting perfectly straight is now, instead of 6 months, it's 2 months. So I'm kind of sketched out.
Well, I'm glad I asked the question, and that's why I asked it, because you were sketched out, oh, it's only 2 months versus 6 months. And when you said you got the first pair for 6 months, I said, how long did you wear it for? You said 3 months. So it worked. So you did half with one, and you're doing the second half with the other.
No, because they moved back by now.
How do you know they moved back?
So maybe they didn't. I think that they did.
See right there? You said they moved back like you knew for a fact. And right now, why we brought this up is because her Invisalign are digging into her gums. And she goes, these hurt my gums. They're like literally pushing them down. I go, why don't you talk to your dentist? She goes, well, this is what they're supposed to do. I go, do you know that? She goes, well, no. See? You don't know. That's what I'm saying. Just you didn't know if the teeth, it worked the first time, whatever. You're fixing it now. Rather than being in pain every day.
Well,
say, hey,
but
dentist.
The crazy part is I'm not in pain anymore because my gums have
because they're receded and they're low.
Pushed in to where my retainers fit perfectly.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys see what I'm saying? You should have said, hey, dentist, just so you know, pushing on my gums hurt. Is that normal? If they say yes, you're like, okay, fine. It's just a wear and tear. You got to break them in. Your gums got to move a little bit. If they say no, then you realize you are, you don't have to do that.
I think I still will message them. I've just been a little busy.
Nice. Just do it.
It's just the first week.
Do it when it's over. By the way, they hurt originally.
But my thought is like, then if I have to start over, I have to go into the place, which took time. They have to rescind them, which means I'm going to be pushed back. It's just like, I just want to get this over with.
What was the thing we started the podcast by saying?
Welcome to Misery Loves Mandy with Matty Chymbor.
When something's uncomfortable, you should change it.
So we have this drink we're going to try. Not a sponsor, just something I'm obsessing about lately. You've heard us talk about it before. You've heard me talk about how much I love drinking.
Avec Premium Carbonated Mixer.
It says, okay, so we're taking a break from drinking again because for my birthday week, we went hard.
Daddy got a little sloppy.
He got so fucked up at my birthday party.
I got a little sloppy.
But you're a good drunk. He's just like the quiet drunk in the corner that everyone's like, well, he's fucked up, but he's not causing any trouble.
I whisper the bad things to myself, but for what it is, I just kind of sit around and just... But the next day, it was a hangover worth stopping for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
we're taking a break, and I've been looking up all of those like fake cocktail drinks that are all over my Instagram. But the thing is that they are so expensive. So the ingredients.
Trans tail. It's instead of a mocktail, it's like a trans cocktail.
Because
there's no alcohol. It's okay. That was not. Do you see what does that make sense?
It wasn't funny.
Sometimes we're not going to be funny on this podcast. And you know what? Just like my hangover, I'm going to take 3 weeks off of comedy right now.
All right, well, let's try this, and then we'll explain why. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't hate it. It tastes.
I don't love it. I mean, I'm not trying to be. It's
5 grams of sugar.
Carbonated water, pineapple juice, lime juice, organic agave syrup, organic melange, ginger root extract, acai gum, and allspices. I mean, it's a gingery drink.
It's great. I think it's great. So I've been looking up those like fake cocktails, mocktails that give you like make you feel better and supposed to do what like wine would do, like calm you down, take away your anxiety. And what's total bullshit, this is a wiener, is that they're all like a 4-pack of them is $50. It's bullshit.
Right.
It's total bullshit.
Dog shit.
But last night at Ralph's, we love looking at the clearance section.
I mean, best section in the store by far. Just old breads. A lot of nutmeg no one bought from Thanksgiving.
A lot of cupcakes. There's always a lot of cupcakes.
Cupcakes. There's like lotions randomly. There's like one Little Debbie pie that someone just took out.
Yeah, there's like 3 out of 4 there.
I always think when we're in there, and I don't care, but I'm like, I wonder if they think we're poor.
Oh,
because we're like, it's bread.
And it's $2 less than the other bread.
What's wrong with bargain shopping? I love a good bargain.
I do too. The problem with bargain shopping, though, is you always buy stuff you don't need because it's on sale.
Like these.
Okay, so
I look in the cart, there's like 39 of these. I'm like, the fuck is that?
So they come in packs of 4, and I bought 5 packs of them because look at the sticker. It was a 4-pack for $4. Nice. So, I mean, while we're not drinking, mocktail party.
Mocktail. Okay.
Does it sound like I have a problem if I need a mocktail while not drinking?
I mean, a mocktail is just a seltzer that changed its name. Why is it a mocktail to you?
Well, this says you can add mix or drink solo.
No, you can add alcohol.
Or drink solo. So
Right.
it's all the ingredients that would be in a yummy cocktail. And then you just decide if you want to add your liquor or not.
I don't know. I get it. I mean, I've had non-alcoholic beer. It's fine. It's a good thing to hold. You get the taste. After my first one, I was like, oh, this is cool. The second one, I was like, I don't like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'd rather just, like we do with our diet, you know, some people want to find these, and we're guilty of it. You want to find these like little loopholes that taste bad but are good, and you know what? 9 times out of 10, you're like, let me just get Amish on this shit real quick and get boring. I'm like, let's, you know, if we're going to be bad, be bad. If we're going to be good, let's just be boring, militant good.
Yeah, so our first round of being super healthy before birthday celebrations, we were doing all of these TikTok healthy recipes, like healthy mac and cheese.
That's
That's what he was doing.
That's how you have to cook it.
And then, what did we do? Healthy mac and cheese.
Everything's like, healthy mac and cheese. We did like healthy fried chicken sandwich.
But it doesn't say healthy. I guess it's macro friendly.
Macro friendly, I mean, in short, like the mac and cheese has like a blended cottage cheese base. It's very, everything's like high protein, low fats. The thing they don't talk about is the sodium content, which, I mean, everybody's like, this thing's packed with protein, low carb, high, all this crap. And I'm like, you just dumped a jar of Frank's Red Hot on that. I go, you're going to have a heart attack before you can even see, or you're going to be bloated before you can even see any sort of definition.
Yeah, we decided this round, those meals are for the weekend.
Right.
And we're going...
it's perception, people. During the week, it's so boring. Then on the weekends, if we have even slightly bad, it feels like we're just being nasty.
Yeah. We watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary and got very motivated.
We're easily inspired.
Yep.
We go, I think I want to look just like that. And then I mean, it's hard, but first few days, whenever we start like a new health kick, it's like the first few days are good because you're motivated, but sometimes like I can see through the motivation. I'm like, I'm excited because I know this is new. I just want to get to the part 2-3 weeks in where you're just like, fuck, and you're just swallowing that crap down, and it's not exciting because then you're in it. Your boat can't see the shore anymore. You're out there in the Healthlantic, and you're just like, all right, now we're doing it.
Yeah, you're in it, but the beginning is the worst.
Beginning sucks.
All right, what do you think about? We're very guilty of this, and I was thinking about this while I was getting ready. What do you think about the fact that we're a broken record sometimes when it comes to, and everyone's guilty of this, when it comes to diet, when it comes to drinking with us, when it comes to like writing stand-up? Like I was thinking like, it's so frustrating being a broken record because you're mad at yourself that it just like, you're sick of yourself for saying I'm going to do this thing and then doing it and it not lasting long. But then at the same time, you should feel proud of yourself because you're not giving up.
It's good that you're constantly revisiting it. And I'm like, even go back to the diet thing. It's easy the first day because you're excited. While I go, okay, it's better to have 30 first days than 0 first days, meaning you've done it the right way a few, X amount of times over the span of 6 months. You're like, okay, I still have had good days. Maybe I didn't stick it through, but, I think it's still good that you're not just like letting it go away. It's still in our brain, but it's weird. It comes up, it's like, ah! And then it hits a wall, and then you're just like, oh fuck. Like your writing habit, you're like, let's go, and then it slams into this wall of just, I don't want to do it.
And life getting in the way. It's.
But that's the thing I beat myself up about because it's like with writing or being disciplined, you're like, if I really, really, really wanted to do it, we would do it.
But I do think that when you really, really want something, there's this subconscious brick wall that builds up that stops you from following your dreams. And everyone has that wall. That's why like the War of Art talks about that wall, and you have to break it down, which if it wasn't for that wall, everyone would follow their dreams and be good at it.
Well, we don't want that.
Imagine that. Everyone happy?
That'd be scary. Everyone's following their dreams. No one would be building buildings.
No, that might be someone's dream. There could be worse
Everyone's
things,
just like, there's 9 billion magicians.
So many magicians.
If anyone's listening, don't follow your dreams.
Yeah.
We need some of you to just sell that insurance the way you've been selling it. We're proud of you. Go pave roads.
But please support our dreams.
Please
we
support
really
our
need
dreams.
that.
Well, we're the delusional ones when we come home for the holidays and they're like, so you still, Yeah.
The worst thing, hold on, fix your headphone for a second and push your hair back. The worst thing is just put it on and off. The worst thing is when you go home for the holidays and you have that one family member that asks how your hobby is going.
I haven't had that, thank God.
Oh, I had that. Had that one.
I go, hobby, it's more like a fetish.
I say, oh.
I go, Bath and Body. Because I smell their hand. What did you say right before that? Shoot, I'm blanking.
I don't know. I did want to get into.
Just like the habit thing. Yeah, I mean, I think once a week I have a meltdown as to why I yell at I have like these like, come on, this inner monologue. Isn't it weird? Your inner monologue is like 100% correct. Not like when it's like you should be writing, you should be doing this. You're like, why can't we flip flop my inner monologue to take the role of my fucking real? My brain is like. He's like going towards like the cookies. And then my inner monologue's like the backseat driver, like, we should be writing. And he's like, shut the fuck up.
Because we know, I wrote this joke forever ago. And this was one joke that has been like, I've always wanted to do, but I've never, that one. And I never forget about it because I just think it's so true. But it's that. It's just the concept is like, we'd be so much smarter if we listened to ourselves.
That's why aliens are flip-flop. Their inner monologues being like, push this, innovate, keep going, blah, blah, blah. But I swear to God, once a week, not once a week, probably once a month or so, whether I'm doing like my morning writing for some reason that I decided to do it that day, or I'm driving to work and I'm just like, you suck. I'm like, you need to get better at this. Cause I really try to think down the road. Like, you ever hear, like, you see those articles, like 10 things people said on their deathbed that made sense. And they're always like, I regret not doing this. And I'm like, you not writing comedy will be the reason you don't make it in comedy. And when you're 75, 80, you will be so mad at yourself. I go, do you really want to regret not doing it now when it's the easiest fucking thing you can do? And honestly, one day you're going to be so old, you're like, I wish I could write so I could go do stand up, but I'm fucking 89 and
and my arthritis is killing me.
I'm just like, I wish I could write. I'm just in my chair in a room looking out a window because everybody left. And I'm just like, so I try to like really project, and I'm like, it's not that I just don't want to right now. You're like, one day you're gonna wish you could do this. And same with like working out. Like one day we won't be able to be fucking lifting that heavy weight, and then you're gonna be like, I should enjoy this now because it's gonna not always be an option.
Yeah, I always say this, we're very lucky.
My book's coming out called You're Gonna Die One Day.
So step it the fuck up. You just got Atomic Habits, which is a habit book, clearly called Atomic Habits, from James Clear. It's just one of my favorite. He has a newsletter you get every Thursday in your email. What if I was like in your mailbox? Yeah. And it's just always, it's 3 lessons from him, 3 lessons from somebody else, and like 2 quotes. It's something like...
And 1 lie. 1 fake lesson.
The lie is always like, you can do anything you want to do.
Like typing like, you're sleeping late.
But he just got it, so...
I know, I read the first part where apparently he had a really terrible accent. I'm like... Okay, where's the motivation?
It's interesting, like, I mean, it makes sense, but everyone who, like, gets really motivated is always after, like, a giant trauma.
Honestly, when there was an Unsolved Mysteries episode once where this, like, baseball player had, like, a car accident and then he, like, wakes up speaking Spanish, you're like, what's going on there?
What?
Like, you ever hear those, like, like, go through, like, a car wreck and then they're just, like, doing math really well? You're like... Does our brain just need to get like kicked in the ass?
No way.
There's plenty of those stories. I mean, I wish we could pull it up, but there's so many where this guy wakes up, they're just smart. I mean, it's funny. It either goes, you're like genius smart, learning a new language, you're better at whatever this freak phenomena, or you're just like fucking like vegetable. Your brain just like, not today, we're done.
Yeah, man, it's really one or the other. Like,
I mean, even
opposites.
watching Love on the Spectrum, like
we just started watching it. We're late to the
most
game.
Endearing show ever. And some like people can be autistic, and then you ask this kid, what day of the week was it? June 19th, 1967. He's like, Tuesday. And you're like, our brains can do things like it's in there, but it's not in there.
We're all just wired very differently.
Isn't it insane? That's like having our brain's like a mall, and there's only bridges to certain stores. And then some people have a bridge to the Genius store, and you're like, how do I get that bridge? And they're like, collapse the building and hope you can walk into it.
One thing that's terrifying me lately is I can't remember people's faces. Like, not even there's names is one thing. Let that one go. But faces.
Like who?
I think it's because, like, I did improv for 7 years, stand-up, and, like, all of these worlds just like, in classes, like, all of these people, there's just been so many people that all mashed together.
I'm going to wake up on the couch once, and I'm like, man, he's go to bed. She's like,
well, for example, we were just in D.C., and someone that I worked with at Chili's.
I mean, what was the time difference?
That was 2012.
Oh, you say 20 years ago. I was like,
2012.
You working
but
like 6 in the kitchen?
He told us somebody that we worked with is now a famous actor, and that I worked with him for a year, and I know him, and I don't remember him at all.
I mean...
But there's a lot of people that I meet out here at shows that I just don't remember meeting. I think it's because, like, we're just doing so much, and I feel like I'm present enough to remember people, but there's just so many people.
The guy at the Laugh Factory that I told you I went, and some guy's like, hey, what's up, man? I just go in, hey, what's up? How you doing? And he goes, you don't remember, do you? And I was like, I kind of. And he's like, we met at Harvell's once. It's like a venue in Long Beach. I don't remember this human being at all.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like
that's
zero recollection.
Man, that's nothing. I mean, I see kids from like on Facebook. It's like, you're friends with so-and-so. And I'm like, and then it seems like it comes at, I realize we went to high school together. I'm like, I don't even recognize this. I mean, people grow up.
I mean, they look the same.
I mean,
but it's just kind of
I used to be a
scary.
girl. People don't recognize me. They're like, I'm like,
what? You're a hot girl. He was such a hot girl.
yeah, little slut.
When I put that the man filter on me, I look just like my brother.
Did
I
you
have
really?
to show you. Yeah.
That's really funny.
It's so creepy. You showed me the girl.
Remember the grandpa one I did?
Oh, I know. He did an old one of us, and I loved it, and he deleted it. I said, I
did a
love
video.
that. Save it.
I had the grandpa filter on, and then we started making out.
I did?
She loves an old soul.
We just want to know what our sex is going to look like when we're gross, Yeah. I'm worried because I'm getting wrinkles here because you don't realize like how much you bend it. So it's like, do I just like...
What do you walk on your hands?
A lot of gym stuff is all like this. And then
I don't think you have to worry about wrinkles on your wrist.
I'm worried. They're getting deep.
No, they're not.
They're deep.
Girls just obsess on the smallest things on earth. Like, can you tell? Look at what? Look at how chubby this middle finger is in this one. I'm like, you're crazy.
I do have a penis finger. I broke this finger in college.
It's funny because I have a finger penis. We're not the same.
Oh, we're not gonna say where it was, but recently
My butt. Oh,
hey. No, not that one. Not that one.
Oh.
I didn't ask if this was your first, but I just had, and we'll see if it was yours. I just had my first road experience that involved a bad hotel room. Because venues, when you perform there, most of the time they'll give you a place to stay, either a comedy condo,
right?
Which is like a condo that they own where the comedians all stay, and it's usually covered in jizz or nice. We stayed in a really nice one, but this was a hotel.
Where was the one we stayed in?
The nice one was in Chicago.
That one was nice.
Chicago.
Yeah,
it was a really nice one.
Not DC.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say where.
Who gives a fuck? DC Comedy Loft, your comedy condos. It's not even a condo, it's the hotel. But
I still appreciated it, and the convenience was great. And I would stay in it again. I would stay in it again because my standards are so low, and I'm so excited.
It looked like it was on, not to get topical, a room from the Titanic. It was like the first row. It was just like, it was beyond old. It wasn't even your grandmother's household. It was just like so old, disgusting. Those stains. I mean, I'm a guy in construction. To cleanly put on a coat of paint, rip up old carpet, dude. I mean, you're talking like nothing in the grand scheme of it. So when there's lack of care involved, it drives me through the roof. I mean, this girl was taking a shower, and when you turn the water on, she's like, "Oh shoot, the floor above us is leaking," and she was in the shower, and there was water leaking.
felt something cold on my head. And that wasn't from the faucet.
And then I went in there after her shower, and it was off, and I was like, that's weird. And I turned it on because I was like, something's wrong with the pipe. And when you turn the water on, the ceiling leaks, meaning there's literally a broken pipe in the ceiling, and it's causing a leak on the, like, there's no crack, though, which is bizarre. And I'm like, those walls are so damaged with mold and shit. I mean, I was just like, I don't want to be in here any longer than we had to be.
But have you stayed in was that the worst room you've stayed in? Or have you
I mean, hands down the worst room I've ever stayed in. I don't think I've ever stayed in a more disgusting room than that.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy I got to experience it.
I mean, I didn't even want to get in the sheet. I'm not even like a gross guy, I'm fine with like.
You're not a germ freak.
Not a germ phobe. I'm not like, it takes a lot to, skeeve me out or whatever you want to say. And that place, I was just like, oh no. Not to mention, it was just like the buildup. I mean, I'm the headliner, and I'm like, you headline with me? It's like a half-eaten sandwich on the other bed. I'm like, look they're being hospitable. This disgusting.
I was just mad I didn't pack my flip-flops. Lesson learned. But the comedy venue, I loved that room. It was a
great.
really
I mean,
great room.
Yeah, we had a good time, but for fuck's sake.
I'm wondering, because a lot of people were staying at the hotel. I'm wondering if that was like a room that was for comedians that they just don't fix
I
up.
think that must have been the case, because why else would they have somebody on the bar, the bar level? I mean, you basically, if you can see this building, there's stairs going up to the front door. It's an old building. You walk up, there's a hallway to a desk, and then as you're walking to the front desk, there's like a hallway to your left, and there's like 2 random rooms off of it, and those just so happened. One just so happened to be ours, and it was pretty disgusting. I mean, we walked up, the guy working the front desk, and he's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." And mind you, the show starts in like an hour. I'm like, I just want to sit down, I want to eat, I want to chill.
Yeah, we just got off the plane, ran there.
And the guy disappears like 20 minutes.
No exaggeration. He just
I'm like, this guy just quit. He goes, I didn't sign up to just this. This is the worst.
It was weird. But we've just been excited to do longer sets and more stage time, because it's crazy. Like, for me, that show was the 3rd time I featured. And the drastic difference of how more comfortable you can feel from the first time to the 3rd time is so different. And then just imagining, like, if you got the reps, like, say if you did a weekend that was Thursday, 2 shows Friday, and 2 shows Saturday. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I don't get that. It's all passive. Is this even recording? I'm just getting yelled at for an episode.
I'm like, one show's great. Like, one show every, like, 5 months is cool. But, like, if there was, like, 5 shows one weekend.
So they're staring at me.
I want it to come to the point where we need to get voice lessons.
I know, that'd be great.
That's a thing.
No, you're right, though. I mean, once you...
Someone's blasting Mexican music underneath us, which is the parking lot.
Do you think that was underneath? It was probably outside. That's loud.
That was really loud.
For us to hear that, that's really loud.
They're getting it. It's a Friday night. It's wild. But even watching you, like, you did so good last show. I mean, you always do great, but, like, you seemed... I know him well enough to where I know when he's not comfortable.
Outside. Light me every 3 minutes. Stand near the front. Stand near the closest exit.
Both of us, when we get nervous or like in our head, we start getting red. Like, it starts in our neck and mine goes to my chest. Luckily, you wear higher shirts.
Connor, who's the host, he's a kid from New York, and he came out to host.
He's great. Connor's awesome.
He was kind of in his head because he had some new stuff. I go, we're the America's most nervous show. Did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I missed that.
I was like, dude, we're a mess. We're all just like...
While he's saying that to him, I'm actually physically in the hotel room pacing, working on my stuff. It's just funny because that's why I missed you saying that.
Ironically enough, was the least nervous I've ever been because it was just like, it's almost good we got there way too close to showtime. Typically you want to get in earlier, but I was like, I'm not flying in the night before. You have to leave the day of, but it
was a 24-hour turnover to Washington, D.C. and back. We got there 40 minutes before we went on stage.
Yeah, but it was kind of nice to just be like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, whatever. I don't give a shit. And then you just walk up, and it turned out to be fun. I mean, but watching it, it's when you get off stage, you're like, okay, that went well. I was happy with it, but like you said, I want more stage time. So I don't have to. I liked the aspect of messing with the crowd, making it like custom for their room. But I wish I can get rid of like 30 or like 40 to 50% of my crowd interactions and little quips that I say and fill that in with a joke so it starts to feel like an hour that you get to watch versus like mess around, joke, mess around. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, the more shows we get, the more stage time we get, the more material you get.
And that's the thing. I need to write more material because I don't write.
No,
remember?
But we're back
See how we just talked about that?
We're back on our writing game. We're figuring it out. We're coming. Yeah. We got this.
And it's like, I also have because the last thing this is just me. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to annoy people. I want to be like a little bug in the corner of the room that no one ever knows. I mean, it's like, so like for me, they're like, oh, I could have stayed up for an hour if I wanted. I got off at 45, 50. So I could have stayed up longer, but I want more material and all this. So that's going back to the writing thing where you're like, getting more stage time gets you the reps to grow the material you have and slip in new stuff and get better and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, I mean, it's like anything. The more you do it, but it sucks with stand-up because it's like something you generally want to do, and you're like, why is this so hard?
You know, it would suck more though. Like at least we have like open mics. We get our shows. We get to do our craft. I think it would be so hard. I mean, now you could do like sketches on your own more easily, but being an actor, I feel like would be awful.
I don't know what that. I mean,
well, I mean, like
I say that, and then I know people where it's like, I think that's awful, but maybe I'm being naive or inconsiderate, but it's like at least they can get a group of them or one of them can get together, write a scene and film it the way I mean, our extracurricular is their profession. Is that insane? I mean, we do sketches and everything on the side to essentially, we do so much around stand-up just to get to people to go to our stand-up show. So I feel like with actors, yes, it's hard to potentially get into a TV show or whatever, but it's like you could write, you can become your own writer, director, editor, producer. You can do your own thing.
But the turnover is so much harder to like we can run to a mic and just work on stuff. They can't just like it. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't be able to get the enjoyment as quick as we can.
Yeah, well, I think they're miserable people and don't need to. I don't know. I think they need to quit bitching. They have it easy.
I think there's pros and cons to everything.
Nice. Quote Mandy right there. Well, there's pros and cons to everything.
I do. I like that.
My wrists are wrinkly.
They are. They're so wrinkly.
I could just sidetrack a girl. They are. She's in the shower. Did he really mean that?
I'm motioning like crazy, Googling how to get rid of. If you just looked up a girl.
I grab her wrist. She's all slippery. I'm like, what the fuck?
If you look up a girl's search history, it'll just be like, how to like get rid of wrist wrinkles and what to do to get rid of cellulite, what causes cellulite.
Can cellulite have wrinkles? It's just wrinkles and cellulite. Wrinkles are my cellulite, and the cellulite are the wrinkles.
It's true. It's true. Oh, you know, I wanted to bring up Vanna White. I wanted to tell you, I got really into a search earlier today about it. Speaking of older woman who looks great, Vanna White's staying strong.
Yeah, she is, baby. Damn.
She is. So Pat Sajak
Can I buy a vowel? D. It's not a vowel.
That's why it's funny.
What?
Because it's not a D.
Oh, okay. That's why I have her. I'm like, why was that funny? And then she whispers in my ear, and I'm like,
Pat Sajak is retiring. This is his last season. So after 40 years, he's retiring at season 41. It's pretty crazy.
it's pretty wild.
What an easy, like, I'm sure it wasn't easy, but it's gotta be
No, it was easy. Yeah, it was very easy.
Yeah, probably a pretty easy job.
When actors like, my schedule's grueling, I'm like, yeah, was it?
Yeah, get us in your
Or
trailer
not
like
actor,
all day.
he's a host, but yeah.
Pretty great job. So he's retiring. And Vanna White, I saw an article that said that she has not gotten a pay raise in 18 years.
Good.
And it said, I saw there was tons
What does
of-
she make? I'm curious.
Okay, so she gets paid $3 million a year, and he gets paid 5 times more that, which he should get paid more because he's the host and she's the co-host. But not getting a pay raise in 18 years, why did she let it go that long?
Yeah, I mean, I would be, now that we're in the biz, it's like, why is her team or agent or manager, I mean, why is no one saying anything?
I have no clue.
That's almost like,
years?
it almost makes you think she's like, I don't give a shit. Maybe she gets a good bonus. They're like, how about this? Your salary stays the same and we'll give you a bonus.
They did say she's gotten bonuses. Silver lining.
That's fucking news articles in a nutshell. Put the shit to piss people off and then down here be like, by the way, she got bonuses that raise every year. You're like, that's it.
Yeah. But I still think that's weird.
You know, CEO. I mean, if somebody said your salary's going to stay the same, but your bonuses will increase every year, I mean, you're getting paid more every year.
That's true.
That's like any CEO or anybody who owns a business. I mean, half of them have the same salary. They have just their bonuses are based on the show or not the show, but like whatever they're doing. I'd argue, okay, did his salary go up every year?
That's a good question. It didn't say. I'm sure it
See
did.
how we're digging into the media. The
I had to
media
look that
is
up.
just. Do you see that feeling? The media is such a business to get people to read what they're doing. The media is what we're the media in a way, but we're a comedic media.
Yeah, we need something
Where
clickbaity.
Where we're like, oh, better wait till the end of this video to see. That's what they do. But with their title, they're like, that's how Bill Burr does his jokes. Bill Burr's jokes are like a news story where it's like, although they're not arguing something, but it's this bold freaking headline of like, Vanna White never got a raise ever! ! And then girls are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then
It's
people
because
go
of her
in,
wrinkly wrists.
she got wrinkly fucking an ass. Okay. Yeah.
But now she's asking for a pay raise because he's leaving. Like, why now?
Yeah.
Now, be like, if you want me to stay when he leaves, I do want more money.
When I remember when I worked in my company, it's the one that I'm at now, but the first time I worked there, I would go online and I was always good. Like the second I felt annoyed at how much I was making, because like I'd see the work I'm doing, I see what I'm making them and all this shit. The second I felt like I was getting underpaid, I would
Keep it going.
Almost without even thinking about it, I would email my boss and say, I want to have a conversation, which is basically code. I think he knew like that I wanted to get a raise. So I didn't let it stew. I didn't try to get amped up. The only little gap of time that I would allot is to kind of look up asking for a raise, seeing if it's worth it, blah, blah, blah. And one of the key things was they said if they offer more money as a bonus, don't do it. It's always better to take the raise of your salary because that's the guarantee. A bonus of a guarantee bonus. I mean, that's nothing. And honestly, it might sound dumb to say out loud, but in the long term, asking for a salary increase is better. So good job, Vanna. I'd like to solve the puzzle. Dumb bitch.
Oh my God.
Comment below if I went too far.
No, never too far.
Never too
no
far.
No one's offended, ever.
These are podcasts. You got to say things that you might not mean.
So when I was looking at Vanna White stuff, I saw that she got in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most claps on TV.
I mean...
But guess how many times she claps per episode?
1,000.
Oh, I didn't, it was 600.
Oh, wow.
But I wouldn't, that's crazy. That's a lot of claps.
Isn't that annoying when somebody asks you, guess how much blank, and then they go so much higher that it kills the enjoyment of the story?
That's so true.
Dude, guess how much this apple costs? $12. You're like, I mean, it was $5, but fuck you.
It really does just take all the air out of it. He just spit up my Vanna shit.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's still a lot. 600 claps.
Guinness Book of World Records
Let's clap
so
600
random.
times right now. Every episode, you should now start clapping 601 times.
See if I could get on it. It was actually 606 times exactly. So random.
Well, Vanna, congratulations. Maybe the Guinness will pay you more.
Did you see the two people that want to take over his job, Pat Sajak?
Why don't they give it to her?
So she's up in the running.
You're like, am I in the running? How about you just let ChatGPT change the things and then she can fucking do it?
Yeah, I know.
I know you want to do the AI thing.
I know. I said that I want to write a joke that...
hey, this week on Why Are Girlfriends So Cold? What the fuck are you? Grab her hand. I'm like freezing now.
My hands and feet are always so cold.
Ugh. Feels like a dead person's touching me. Do you ever feel a foot touch you in the middle of the night? You're like, cool, there's a corpse in the room.
I have no clue why they're always so cold.
I don't know.
It's just, see, the
Maybe
hardest...
you're not clapping enough.
That's so true. That would be... I'm a fake clapper. Like, if I'm at an event and everyone's clapping...
How fucking dare you?
I just will be like... a silent clapper. I'll be a golf clapping.
Being that we're in comedy, because we watch so many open mics, I feel like we're pretty prone to clapping. You know. My theory is one whistle is equivalent to 10 claps, so I just go...
Oh, yeah, I became a wooer because I'm sick of clapping. I'm
sick of it.
Woo! And that's that.
That's that, folks. But yeah, cold girl, hot guy. I'm hot all the time. Not physically. I mean, physically, but not physically.
He's hot and hot. His body is so warm. I put my little feet under
Temperature
there.
hot, physically, ooh.
No.
Yeah.
Why do you keep smelling the microphone?
Because I'm trying to move it. If you put an auxiliary cord in my mouth, the audio that plays is ooh.
Ooh.
That doesn't make sense. It would actually have to be a picture of me. Let's read the joke. Let's redo that joke.
All right. But I was saying the AI thing was everyone's worried about AIs taking their job. But if Vanna White was able to keep her job when the what is it called?
Take two.
Okay. Everyone's worried about AIs taking their job, but if Vanna White got to keep her job when the Wheel of Fortune puzzle
Shark Tank sounds like a Shark Tank
turned
pitch.
into
worried about AI taking their jobs. That's why.
I love when we watched Shark Tank last night. I love
Finish that first thought.
Okay. Everyone's worried about AIs taking over their job. But if Vanna White got to keep her job after the Wheel of Fortune puzzle turned from hand touch to electronic, we're fine.
Oh, yeah, you used to turn it.
Yeah, it changed. I looked it up. I forgot when it was. It was like a long time ago. Over 20 years ago,
God,
they
how
changed
much?
it.
I wonder how long the setup took for them to like actually change the letters on all the things for them to turn.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
For the original puzzle?
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
The 90s.
Oh, that's back in the day now. How crazy.
That's way back in the day.
Damn.
I know. I hate when you see those like stories where like it's technically closer to the what is it? What do they say? Like the 90s. How far away the 90s is how far the 70s were when we were. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, we don't want to hear that.
You're like, hey, BuzzFeed, why don't you shut your mouth?
Oh, we heard the craziest fact today from our friend Aaron Maliner. Check out his episode.
Yeah, fat peoples.
Him and Aaron love to bust each other's balls.
It wasn't that. No, I was going to say the fact had to do with fat people.
What
but
fact,
I stopped.
What fat was that? What fat was that?
Fat people don't actually sleep.
What?
I was joking. The fact. And I was.
If they're agreeing with me, it didn't make sense.
What the hell? Well, fuck you. Fuck you.
No, you're cool.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
No, this was the fact he said that palm trees
are gay. They're gay trees.
No.
They're not?
No. I mean, they can be whatever they want to be.
It's like I'm joking with you like you joke with kids where you say the wrong thing. They're like, no. And I'm like, really? No. And I'm like, okay.
It is.
Yeah.
You should see our sex. It's just...
I'm like, you're goofy. I'm like this. I'm like, penis.
Do the nose thing.
Yeah.
No, so Aaron told us that palm trees only have 100-year lifespan, which palm trees are planted all around California and Los Angeles. And it's like a staple of Los Angeles.
I'm looking this up right now.
And that when they were planted in the 30s, in the 1930s, which means in 10 years, well, I guess that's 7 years, that palm trees are all going to start dying.
Well, let's now look at this.
It's so funny when someone tells you something, you just believe it.
I don't.
He doesn't. I'm
the most innate. No, but I mean, it's not that I don't. I'm like, that was a very interesting tale you just told. I shall now check this. It says the Areca palm has a fairly short lifespan of 40 to 50 years, while the popular coconut palm lives between 70 and 100 years, and most date palm, blah, blah, blah. And this is the individual cells in palms seen in the micrograph of the genus. Okay, wow, these are words that are throwing me off. In the genus Viticcia endure throughout the tree's lifespan, which can range from 100 to 740 years. I mean, nothing in here says indefinitely. It says the popular coconut palm, which those aren't coconut trees.
No, we'd all be dead because we'd all be hit from the 200-foot high coconut.
Yeah, so Aaron, you're wrong.
We will dip more into that. You know, more people die from coconuts falling
This is why I
on
don't
their
like-
head than shark attacks.
Really?
I know a lot of really interesting things.
It's really nice. Imagine a coconut smoking you. That would suck.
I mean, I would just hate to die from a lame way.
I mean,
Like a
if I'm going to
coconut?
pick a coconut or a shark attack, I'd pick the coconut.
Really?
Yeah, because you're just getting knocked out.
I guess. that
Rather than
would
just...
be
And then you see the guy on the shore go... and you're like...
I guess you just choose shark because it's cooler.
Just getting ripped through the water. You're bleeding on the beach.
I'm like, but people will remember
As
me
I'm
more.
face down under a coconut tree. Like, he's sleeping. He's fine.
With a lay on.
Yeah, people putting lays on me and dancing.
Man. Yeah,
That's why I don't like the Joe Rogan podcast, because when people just spew facts, I mean, I really, really want to believe them, but I'm like, if you say one fact, fine. But then when you start to like chain them together, you're generating this story that even if like one fact is wrong, I feel like it starts veering so far off course. And they're like, that's like when you talk to like stoners growing up. They're like, dude, do you actually know? Like, actually, you know, like that's the cadence of every stoner. Be like, dude, actually, like the United States back then, and you're like,
They do say actually a lot.
and you're like, you're fucking lying, and I don't have the energy to go against you because you'll argue till you're blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I hear about the Joe Rogan podcast when he starts talking to people. Again, he might be right, but I feel like he's not always right, and I'm confident he's not always right. And people are just sitting there like, oh, fuck, because it's his podcast, and then he's just rambling.
Man, I'd hope it would be right.
I trust the experts, oddly enough. I mean, even they're probably some of them wrong, but I trust them because, I mean, that's their field. When it's not your field.
You'd only know so much.
Yeah, so Aaron, shut the fuck up about palm trees.
I believed it. I was like, you're going to be out of palm trees in I forgot the math again. 7 years.
As he said that, I lit a fake cigarette, and I'm like, car's over here.
I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
It's not going to look the same.
Yeah, I don't buy that shit, but anyways.
We got really into, as of now, when this comes out, you all were probably into the crazy Titan ship fiasco. I don't think we should call it a fiasco. Incident.
Was that the name of it, the Titan?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
We got really into it. I think I got into it with it. It's weird when something very traumatic happens, that it's something that brings you closer together to talking to with your family members.
Right.
Like, I talked about this with my grandpa, called me, updating me with all of the news every time something came on. He was like, they heard a sound. I'll call you if there's the next thing.
Yeah.
My brother and I talked about it nonstop. My dad and I talked about it.
How are the conversations? I feel like with each person, you get a little bit of what they bring to the table.
Oh, I learned a new
Grandpas
thing
are
from me.
factual. Your brother's kind of like weaving in conspiracy stuff. Your dad's like those poor families.
It's pretty spot on.
It kind of hit everyone
Yeah.
hit the different part.
It did.
My buddy, the day it happened, or not the day, maybe the next day, he's a lieutenant in the Coast Guard, and I was like, "Yo, are they finding this thing?" He goes, "No." And if anything, they apparently, there's a TikTok with James Cameron, the director, who's a huge submersible advocate, and
He's gone 33 times.
yeah, he's like he has a whole community. I mean, he's obsessed with it, and he was like when he read the report of it going missing and they lost communication with one piece of it. There's two things that went missing. One was the tracker, and then another one was some pressure gauge thing. He goes, the only way for that pressure gauge thing to break is if it imploded. So he's like, he immediately sent an email to the community of submersible people that are on that thread, and like, they're dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, did they know that early on? Probably, but that's going back to this motherfucking news shit where they're like, yeah, maybe they don't want to release the details of like, we think they're dead. They know that dragging it on and making it like a freaking saga of air quantity, oxygen quantity in this thing is just making them so much money.
Well, it kind of felt like watching a live documentary.
Oh my God. It was like, ooh, there's like one day, literally, it was like a Wednesday. They're like, it was one day left of oxygen. It's like Friday afternoon. They're like, one day left of oxygen. I'm like, you're repeating yourself.
It was pretty messed up for a second. They didn't do it for long, but on the news, there was a countdown on the right side of the corner that showed how the ticker of when they're going to run out of oxygen.
You're like, you fucking people knew there was, I mean, they knew.
Well, they said they knew Sunday that it blew up, but they were hiding it. This is all the things, hiding that because they didn't want us to know about like Hunter Biden stuff. And I'm like, first of all, I personally don't care about any Hunter Biden stuff.
Right.
This was very interesting.
Yeah, if anything, if Hunter Biden shit came up, I'm like, I don't care about the president's dumbass son.
This is just interesting because it's something we've never heard before. And it doesn't matter if they're billionaires or not billionaires. I did see that the son that was on it didn't want to go and was super scared, but decided to do it for Father's Day.
Well, good job, Dad.
And
then the stepson, remember we were talking about the stepson who went to the Blink-182 concert and everybody's just like, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, this is the only thing that made him a celebrity in the moment. He went to try to get ass. He wanted to use this event and be like, submersible, this is my stepdad talking to some hot girl. So what do you do for it? Yeah, what do I do? I'm just nothing now. I'm in between jobs while my dad's missing on the Titan sub, and then he's trying to just spit game with these girls.
Yeah, he's like, I'm be coming into a lot of money soon.
Yeah.
They said that...
so much money, I'll actually be in the band.
he actually bought Blink-182.
Yeah. I mean, these people act like, what are you supposed to do? Just fucking stay home and just shiver alone? It's like, first off, it was his stepdad. We all know those relationships. If anything, he's drunk at the concert, be like, I hope they lose that motherfucker. That guy hit me when I was a kid.
It's fucking my mom, man.
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
Yeah, everyone gets on people for too many things when they don't know the full story.
Dude, he was peaking. That kid peaked in that moment. He's on the news for being at the concert. His picture went viral. Cardi B made a video about him.
Did you see Travis Barker messaged him?
That's what I'm saying. This kid is like, that was the best movie could have done. I mean, it's in 10 years, I'm going to be like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're the fucking kid who went to, the thing imploded. And he's like, yeah, it's me. That's fucking me.
Do you think Netflix is already making a damn documentary about it? What is too soon? Is it anything too soon these days? I feel like they jump on things right away. Like the most recent documentaries we've been watching, when the episode finishes, the series finishes, we have to actually see what's going on. Like the Murdoch, we had to see the trial was currently going on.
Yeah, I mean, the only way this becomes... I mean, this was covered so hard, I don't know if they want to even do it.
I think we saw
the only
everything.
thing I would think it's like, again, every aspect of this damn Titan shit is coming out of like, what are they going to like talk about how it's actually... like it was faulty. I mean, you're not going to tell us much unless the only way this becomes a documentary is if for some reason the CEO of the Titan company who didn't go was fucking one of those billionaires' wives and he's like, I'm going to get him on the ship, send him down, and then we can live a happy life.
I mean,
that's like that fucking,
so
remember that religious
shit.
documentary watch where the guy literally like, did he kill
yeah.
his? What one was that?
Oh, that one
Something
was about the moms,
sin,
the sinful mother, or like.
Yeah, that's it. And the mom like freaking but that's like the shit where like all these people are like the father or the killer, whether the father or mother, they start having an affair with somebody else, and their plan is, I'm gonna kill the other one and we'll live happily ever after. You're like, what do you just get a divorce? You think killing a human is
anything for love?
That's so funny. He's like, I got an idea. It involves a really heinous crime, and the odds of us getting out of this slim. She's like, let's do it.
So if any of you guys are in an unhappy relationship, you want a divorce, you want a breakup,
kill your significant other and leave a lot of evidence, and you'll live a happy 3 weeks together.
There you go. Well,
I have a weekly wiener that real quick.
Yeah, please.
The only thing, it's a quick wiener.
As long as you want your wiener to be.
Just a quick finger wiener. And it's just to get off my chest. If you own a restaurant or you're a restaurant or you've been to a restaurant and I don't know if you've been to one, but if you've been to one, you'll understand this. But if you own a restaurant and you have anything on your menu that involves a dip, and you don't give an ample, arguably too much amount of things to dip in that dip, you're a piece of shit. I'm sick of these places where you go and order a hummus or a guac or salsa, and they give you this artesian type of like 3 chips to like eat too much. Like, we basically went to this Mexican place, really nice guy that runs it. You get guac. They give you 2 deep fried corn tortillas for a giant bowl of guac. Could we have asked for more? Yes, but if you're only bringing out 2 and I have to break it and then scoop 3/4 of that guac onto one chip and the ratio of crunch to mush is off. I mean, you're an asshole. You should be giving us so many fucking chips. It's annoying. If anything, we should be like, Jesus Christ, they didn't give us enough guac. You gave us too much of the thing and not enough of the thing to put in the thing.
You gave us not enough of the cheap thing.
I mean, what are you doing? It costs a penny to make a couple more chips. It's like when we go to get hummus or whenever you get tuna tartare at a place. I know we're sounding really bougie right now. But you go to these places, you get tuna tartare. They give you like one fried little strip of the crunchy aspect. And you're like, I'm going to fucking go in that kitchen and absolutely start throwing haymakers because you guys are being dicks. And I know you know what you're doing, and you're doing it on purpose.
The guy with the hummus one, I was like, is this the hummus? And he goes, it's the happy hour size. Did you want the full size? And I'm like, no, I just want enough carrots to eat this hummus.
And then I looked at him and I go, when you get off your shift, I'm going to hit you with my car.
Hey, you know who gives enough chips to dip ratio?
You? I don't know.
Chili's, Bar and Grill. All of the cheap restaurants.
They put chips on your seat when you go to the bathroom, and you come back and you go, there's fucking chips everywhere.
Isn't it like fucked up how the cheap places just do it right and the expensive places can't follow up with that?
I swear to God, I'm a Cheesecake Factory. I'm a TGI Fridays, Chili's. I mean, they do it right. I love it. All these bougie fucking places where what are you doing, you asshole?
Yeah, just don't be a cheap ass.
These fucking idiots. I'm sick of these like places where you get like, we got like one little dog shit taco with all this fancy shit on it, and you're just like, dude, if you're gonna do that, it better be mind-blowingly good, or don't do this at all.
You know, you left a nice restaurant when you leave saying, I'm still hungry.
I mean, yeah. What places like? I mean, there's good places though that we like. Teru Sushi is good.
No, there's a lot of good ones. It's just a lot of bad ones too.
It's too. I said that at the dinner. I go, they're more worried about being artistic than they are worried about it. I go, you can be a fancy restaurant, you can be artistic, but the through line has to be the eatability of it. The way I work in construction, you can have the architect can make a cool design, but there's a term in construction called constructability. It can be fucking fancy, but you have to be able to build it the same way with food. It can look all fancy, but you have to be able to eat the damn thing. And this shit, we got like this half chicken, which I thought was going to be like, you know, you could have chickens like rotisserie. They're freaking falling off, all this crap.
Costco's bomb-ass rotisserie.
I mean, this thing looks like they threw it in a fire pit at a tailgate and then fucking put it on a plate. And I'm just like, bro, you're not rustic, dude.
Yeah.
You're not fucking rustic. You're annoying me. I'm picking through this like a scoundrel. They give you a mouthful of rice and beans. I go, why is this backwards? The cheap thing you're being cheap on, and the other shit, it's the crap. But
that's a good wiener, though. It's a really good wiener.
Yeah. You want to see even better wiener?
All right. Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, my dick.
I swear there's no alcohol in these drinks.
Yeah.
Tell them about your email list and everything, and all the shows that we have coming up.
Shows we have coming up. We have San Diego 8th and 9th will be okay. Wow. September 8th and 9th, we will be in San Diego. That's a Friday and Saturday. July 14th, I'll be in Malibu somewhere. Don't worry about that show. September 14th, Dallas, Texas. Hopefully somewhere else around those dates. And then lastly, October 13th and 14th, we'll be in Chicago.
And
we're going to have way more shows, so check into my email list or me anywhere on the internet, but I don't know. And
hopefully a Florida tour in November.
Yes, but we have to go.
Yeah, we have a show to do. Thank you for doing the pod.
Thanks for having me over.
Of course.
I live in the other room.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.